What up, y'all?
YouTube, he's Muten Gaming on YouTube, and
I actually need to go cook. I don't have any enough healing items. Oh, that's tough. They just got fireworks going at the carnival or whatever.
Are you blind?
That mine was a
Watch it! Go lose yourself.
Where should I start digging in the kitchen?
Ow!
Let me use the damn map, man, because I don't know where anything is in this goddamn city.
Ow! Morning. Fresh stock in today? Yes, what can I get for you? Yes, what can I get for you? Our quality is top-notch. Enjoy. Enjoy. Thank you. Our quality is top-notch. Just in time, I have some fresh fare in today. Goodbye for now.
Oh my gosh, man. My nose is just itching.
What's the matter with you?
Hold up.
Come with me, quietly.
Who in the blazes are you? What do you want? Well, you think I'm easy prey? You'll regret it. Oh, is this really happening?
My kid's birthday's coming up, and I want to make it special. The fruits must be in season. They all look so fresh and good. That's why I'm thinking of making a fruit cake. Problem is, I'm tied to the shop all day and haven't the time to get anything ready. Maybe, you could fetch me some fruits. Something sweet and tangy, and pretty, if possible.
Over here. I need to speak with you, away from Here, take this, and go to the location I told you. You'll learn more once you arrive.
Fancy a peek at the cuts that just come in? I got that in stock just for you. You won't regret it. A full belly of... I'll set aside the best cuts for your next visit.
Oh, you'll pay for this!
Bastard!
Did you catch me in the act? Did you? I'll tell the watch you struck.
This is for you.
Go take a look. Impressive work.
That's the one.
Lock 'em up. You know, we'll run out of souls at this rate. Still, You saved me some trouble. Thank you. If you find more scum in the future, bring 'em here.
Okay, let's go to. Alright, I guess whatever. I'll care about the brief fact, but.
If you need any cooking ingredients... Yes, what can I get for you? Thank you. It's fresh, just brought in today. Enjoy. Thank you. Goodbye for now.
Hey, take a look at this marbling. Pure perfection. Thanks. You won't regret it. Looking to buy? Farewell. I'll be here when your hunger returns.
Greetings.
Welcome. Ask... Just in time, I have some fresh fare in today. It's fresh, just brought in today. It's fresh, just brought in today. It's fresh, just brought in today. You're very welcome here, day or night.
Oh, I'm so scared.
A blissful rot. No stable is complete without my superior tech. Yo, may the roads be kind. See you soon.
There's gotta be some YouTube going. 2 billion Devin Dash. I gotta find this video. I have to watch this video, bro. Devin Dash. I gotta find this guy.
Spectrum is helping build America with a 100% US-based workforce.
All right. Have you got the feeling recently when you've been scrolling social media that you're being astroturfed? That, like, you aren't choosing the influencers and podcasters and, like, the brands and the topics that show up for you. You just are kind of a participant. Like, the media doesn't feel as real as it used to be. Everything just feels like it's just being served to you. And a lot of times you come across something that you didn't even choose or know about to select. Like, if you feel like things are not quite real anymore, this video is for you. Because if you understand this chart that we're going to go over today and all of the things I'm going to talk to you about, you're going to understand that content creation is a gamed system now. This is not clickbait. This is actually true. I'm going to go through step by step what is happening and how a person and a group of people can propel any influencer to high viewership, regardless of content quality. You can be the most uninteresting person ever, and you can still get boosted in algorithms. And it happens by tricking algorithms into featuring them. It's a guaranteed way to gain followers, and it's basically pay to win. So in this video, we're going to explain step by step how it works. We're going to go through some content that's in this system, and I will show you literally that you can promote anybody. You can promote anybody to the top in the world. It doesn't matter what their content is. What most people think about the creator economy and how it exists these days is no longer true. Algorithms are being abused at a very high level. So let's break it down. Let's go through step by step how this works. And this image here is absolutely going to be our Bible for this discussion. When we look at this, you're seeing a month-long period. So I want you to note, like, this is 1 month. This is, as of the time of this recording, this is March to April, so just a few days ago. You can see our number one guy here, Clavicular, who you may have heard of. You may have been like, this guy just exploded. I see videos of him everywhere. What's going on? I never searched for this stuff. Dude, what's happening? Has generated over 2.2 billion, with a B, billion views in a single month. He has 69,000 videos. That's short-form videos across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube and X. 69,000 videos that are all about him. How is this possible? Well, he has 1,610 paid clippers that are working full-time to put this stuff out on the internet. And likewise, you can see all of these other...
Y'all, 1,600 clippers. I'm making a video about this shit, bro. I'm making a video about this. Yo, what's up, yo? What up, y'all? live YouTube video.
YouTube, he's Muten Gaming on YouTube, and
I got bad allergies. That's why my nose is stopped up. So I'm a small person on the internet. My channel gets botted. This dude is breaking down what everybody is doing. I've been saying this. Now we have the proof. He just got finished saying this dude has 1,600 people working for him. That's a corporation. That's a corporation. Support small content creators. Support small channels. Support small streamers. Because we're the only real niggas in the building right now. 1,600 people working for you? Why would I compare myself to this? That's why I have 0 views. 0 viewers. Who am I talking to? Somebody there. Man, go play this video. Like, you know what? I'm gonna move the video up. Hold up. I'll move the video up here. And I'll make it bigger. Because this is the YouTube segment. This is absolutely crazy, man.
Influencers who, to varying degrees, have the same thing going on. Here's Aiden Ross with 812 clippers. He has 11,000 videos that came out this month, accumulated about 714 million views. Now, this is the official Clipping and Kick partnership. This is them just releasing this information. This is not guessed upon data. This is like literally the platform that's doing it, showing you how this works. And we're going to break down exactly what is happening here and how these guys are tweaking the algorithm for this to work, because it's both fascinating and a little bit terrifying. All right. So the very first thing to understand about this, once you understand like that this is happening and that there's like just a ton of paid clippers that are being paid quite literally to post these clips everywhere of just various types of content. The first thing we have to understand is that you start with a central Discord server. Now, there are other ways to do these campaigns, and there are platforms like Vero, which or Duzla. One of those has some association with Mr. Beast. They operate the same way, but as platforms. But for this video, I think the most interesting stuff that we're going to go over is actually just going to be the platforms. So you can see here, this is the largest clipping server. And you can see that they, once you get into the clipping server, which I think has over like 20 or 30,000 people in it, you can say, hey, you're just a few steps away from getting paid for post content. Here's how you get started. You can just go browse the campaigns, and you can go see that you can apply for Kick streaming clipping program, which we're going to talk about a little bit later as it relates to this. So you can just get paid by joining one of these servers, no problem. And here is exactly how these campaigns work step by step.
This is crazy.
Each campaign is going to be one influencer or a podcaster or a brand. Typically, like for the purposes of this video, we're going to be talking about live streamers, but this is being done for, I sat in these Discord servers, the invite only ones, and as well as like the public ones for the past like 3 weeks before making this video. And it shocked pretty much every major podcaster or like brand that you've heard of has had a campaign in these Discord servers in the time that I was sitting in them. And we're going to go over it, but like specific clips and specific moments that they want featured as well are also featured. So like it's a totally game system. Like there's just everybody's just doing paid clips that's popular whatsoever. How this system works is as follows. We're going to go through it. So starting with the CPM system and how it works. Typically, when we think about platforms, these are all going to be short form mostly. So this is going to be clips of this person's like long form. So when I say long form, I mean like a podcaster makes a video that's like 2 hours, and then these paid clippers will go through, they'll select 50 to 30 second videos, 30 to 60 second video parts or like 2-minute parts that they think are interesting, and then they will post those clips on these 3 platforms. There's a little bit of this done on X. It kind of depends. Every campaign is a little bit different, but most of them I've seen focus on these 3 platforms. The way that you get paid is you have what's called a flat CPM. So a CPM is just the amount that you make for 1,000 views. And these will usually be between about 10 cents to 40 cents, but I've seen ones that are as high as about $2 to $3. So every campaign has a like payout, and you can see here. I'll pull up one just so you can kind of see like how it looks. So this is a campaign for Caleb Hammer, and you may be seeing a lot of his clips. And this is a separate Discord server that's been created. You can see the payout for Caleb is 75 cents per 1,000 views. That there's a minimum view required for payout, and that there's a payment method. And it shows you the platforms that it wants you to post on. So you can post on TikTok, you can post on Instagram, you can post on Twitter, you can post on X. In this case.
Is the plug.
So there's an example of like a pretty prominent podcaster. Now either it's his agency paying for this or it's him. I don't know, right? But he's this is the system that he's running. So this is an example of like a single campaign that's being run right now. Like this is something that I pulled just a couple of days ago. Okay, so they're offering a flat CPM of 75 cents per 1,000 views, and in this case, it's going to be 75 cents. I've seen like $2-3. Most of these are like 10 to like 50 cents or so. You'll notice on that screenshot that I linked you that there was a minimum view payout threshold. So what does that mean? That means that you can't have this campaign. You don't get paid if you don't have 100,000 views. Now, that's not per clip, though. So what if we just like put the payment details over here for a second? The 100,000 views means the aggregate of you as an individual. So if you have 2 or 3 clips that get, let's say you have 3 clips that get 30,000 views each, you do not get paid. But if you have 3 clips that get 30,000 views and then 1 clip that gets 10,000, you get paid on the whole 100,000. So there's just that's what they mean by minimum payout. So most of these people are creating, for these campaigns, they're creating like 50 to 100 different clips across multiple different accounts in order to reach this payment threshold, and then they get paid based on the on the CPM that was stated. There are also bounties and bonuses. So these show up in a lot of individual clipping campaigns, and you can see here we have a bounty for Pirate Software. Again, I don't know who sponsored this. I'm just showing you what's here. So here's Pirate Software. It says here that this is a payment of $3,000 per million views, which is a multiplier, $300 for 100,000 views, and $3,000 for 1 million views. This is an invite-only Discord server, so this is not associated with the other Discord server that I've shown. This is a secret Discord server because I think they're a little bit more careful when they're trying to promote individual clips and influencers, just from getting people to know about how this works. But you can't hide from Devin Nash. No, sir. So this is Pirate Software gives his thoughts on the recent changes to Kick, and there's requirements. Post the image below. All platforms are allowed, so they'll allow TikTok, Reels, they'll let in everything. And then there's like a command associated with it. But this is basically just a clip of like Pirate Software talking about Kick, and whoever wanted this promoted is paying for it to be promoted. So sometimes there's bounties, and sometimes you get paid quite a bit for those. Now, next, the campaigns usually have a maximum cap. So we were not seeing that in the previous ones that I'm showing you. But oftentimes the campaigns cap at like $10,000 to $20,000 at which.
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not speaking a lot because everything he's saying, I knew this shit existed. I just didn't know who they were, where they were, how they were, who to contact. I knew that this is shit is not about talent. It's not about how good your content is. It's not about how good you are in a video game. It's not about how much you grind. It's pay to fucking win. And it makes you not want to even fucking try. Because you sit here and you watch people. You watch people not take the opportunity they have and run full speed with it, man. When I get my opportunity, so I'm going crazy. I really appreciate this dude. I don't know who he is, but I guarantee you, if you talk to him privately, he's going to give you not only the game, the sauce, because he's the plug.
Which point they shut off. And to be clear, I don't think that the servers that are doing this are scammy about this. Like you might think, oh, like they cap it at $10,000, then they don't tell anybody that everybody else that creates clips, like there's a bunch of free clips that are done. In my experience, like looking at this stuff and doing all this research and studying it, there isn't really a situation like that. Like there's a pretty clear progress bar to indicate when the cap has been reached and when you don't make money from clipping anymore. In most of these cases, I haven't really seen a lot of like black hat marketing in that direction. Just to give credit where credit's due, like my interest is in honest information. I'm not trying to make a value judgment here. There'll be plenty of that later in the video, and just for you to decide. So I didn't see that here. Most of this stuff is very well put together. I mean, by like pretty elite operators. And it seems to be pretty above board. I mean, the clippers get paid, and they get paid a base CPM, which you saw from Caleb's campaign that I listed here. And then they also get to keep the RPM, which means like the money the platform itself pays you. So you get both the CPM, which is like the 75 cents per 1,000 that gets paid out through the campaign. And then you also get to earn whatever the YouTube short or the reel actually makes off of the ad revenue just off of the platform. So this ends up being a pretty good deal for like second and third world people, which are kind of the majority of people that are participating in this system. You can end up probably getting like an RPM of like maybe like $1.50 to $2 an hour, and for like first world or Americans or people like that, you know, that's going to probably translate to about like $300 or $400 a month. Like obviously the work that you put in, you get more, but for people in less advantaged countries that are getting paid that can be very notable. And it's worth noting also that although I didn't post it in my research here, all of these payments that I saw, literally all of them are in USDT. So they're paid via cryptocurrency. You're paid out via cryptocurrency. I guess in this case, this is a PayPal payment, so it might just be a direct payment, but almost all the campaigns I saw are paid out via USDT. So that's a cryptocurrency that's tethered to the dollar. So that's notable because I think that's very favorable to third world and second world countries. Okay. So let's take a person like Clavicular that we were talking about before, and you've got the 2.2 billion views on top of 70,000 clips. Like, how expensive is this campaign to run? Like, how crazy are we talking here? Well, it's going to be about 31,700 views on average because we're just taking the 2.2 billion and we're dividing it by the 70,000. And you get paid if you aggregate 100,000 views. You don't get paid if your total clips are below that. So there will be some percentage of people that just don't get paid. But I think the majority do. But let's say that like in a situation, just to give you an idea, where even like in a crazy number, where like 70% of the views are free, which I think it's probably closer to like 20% or 30%. The math on it is it would cost $666,371 a month, even at $1 CPM.
Over $500 million a month creating Clavicular. Like you knew, he's not even known for anything. He's not even known for anything, yo. Everybody's watching this guy, right? Watching this guy basically just ruin his life. All these, hold up, man. I can't make no damn, I ain't got no damn water. Ooh. I need some water. Anyways, Clavicular spending more than this amount of money on YouTube and shit. Over $500 million a month. So it's not him paying it. Somebody chose Clavicular. Who is choosing these people?
Just to run Clav's campaign alone, not even considering all of these other people. So literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars are being spent every month to do this. So, who's doing it? Who's paying for this? Right? That to me is one of the most interesting parts, because a couple of things, right? Number one, there are not many people that can set up campaigns like this. We're talking like management of hundreds of people, and like this is a lead operator marketer stuff. This is not like streamers. Okay. Very few of these streamers are running these campaigns themselves. There are people that are doing it. Like there are streamers that are running these campaigns themselves, like to lesser degrees. And I mean, you could also just have 3 people in your Discord do clips for you, and you could run a campaign like this yourself. But when I'm talking about these big Discord operations, these are being funded. And it's really interesting to see who is actually funding them and what is actually going on here. Because with respect to the streamers, I don't think that most streamers are really business oriented. That's just been my experience being a top talent manager for many years. I don't think that, and now I'm an agent on the brand side. I've worked with thousands of influencers. Great entertainers, mostly not the sharpest tools in the shed when it comes to business, with a few exceptions. So they're not going to run campaigns like this. Who is running these campaigns? Well, let's go back to our friend Clavicular and see what he says about it in this clip.
Find select styles starting at just $4.99 during Ashley's Spring Savings Event. Plus, pay no interest.
One of the fastest come-ups in streaming. Absolutely.
Why do you think you're the fastest growing creator in the world right now?
I think I have a lot of strategies that are good for viral clipping engagement. I think Kick has helped push me a lot with their clipping budget. So, over 6 figures a month.
So Kick, over 6 figures a month.
And that campaign have been going towards pushing me out there to new audiences, because on Kick, there's not really a lot of growth, right? There's not as many users as Twitch, so people aren't organically coming across your streams. So they kind of have to incentivize people to stream on that platform in other ways. And one of the ways to go about it is with the Kick clipping program, where there's like a $20 or $30 CPM, and that kind of incentivizes people.
For the $20 and $30 CPM, he's referring to bounties, the system that we referred to before. The actual CPMs are much lower, but everything else he said is true. So that's right. The primary way that all of this is being funded is that Kick is literally paying for it, the platform. So the streaming platform Kick is quite literally paying for all of this. They are paying to the tune of actually millions of dollars a month to do this. Now, you might say, why? Do they really love their streamers so much that they just want to feature their broadcasters? Well, I mean, that's like a part of it. But there's a couple more interesting things that are going on. So let's talk about the Kick funnel and what is happening. Now, you astute observer, you deep analysis person, you may have noticed a particular line right here. Now, this is the public Discord. This is the public Discord for the clipping. Like if you want to start with clipping, you come here. But what if you want to be one of these Kick clippers? Well, you have to get into the Kick specific program, and there is an application once you've been established to get into that. That's the funnel. So you start in the free place, and then you eventually get into these invite-only places where all the secrets go. And the invite-only places where all the secrets go are quite interesting, okay? Because, I mean, we can't possibly know what goes on there because they're invite-only, and no one would ever invite me, or would they? Okay, so I did some underground journalism, got into a couple of these servers, and you can see here as the overlay guide. Let's read this. Please use the examples below to make sure the Kick logo and watermark placement is correct on all clips. The Kick overlay should always be clearly visible and placed so that it can be properly seen at all times. Make sure the overlay is sized and placed exactly in this guide before submitting. It must stay visible at all times, must remain clear or obstructed at all times, sized and placed to fit your clip exactly as shown in this guide. Some UI stuff here. Follow the examples. Incorrect logo placement may result in your clip being rejected. AKA, very important right there. That's kind of the key thing to focus on. If you do not put the Kick logo, as seen right here, onto your clips, you do not get paid. So every one of these multiple billions of views has that Kick logo square right into the right in the bottom for the entire duration of the video, and every one of the clippers is doing that. That is why Kick is doing this. You must have the Kick banner on every clip. If you mess it up, there's no pay whatsoever. how are these influencers by Kick being chosen? I can't figure that out. I've gotten a lot of different people kind of like weighing in on that. Nearest I can tell, it's basically who you know at Kick. Now, they like technically offer this program via the...
Isn't this crazy? I literally said, I never watched this video. I don't even watch this dude content, right? But I said they choosing people. They looking at you and they saying you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna remember how to do that. But anyways, people are getting chose. And it's who you know. If you don't know nobody, you born into this. Like, for real. You born into it. It's not... I don't compare myself to people who made it. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody guided you there. And you had a walkway. You had a pathway. You feel me? I'm on unbeaten path. And my shit is in the mud right now. And this is how you gotta get shit out the mud. You gotta go find the information. This video popped up on my shit, bro, and absolutely I have to watch it. I gotta pay these niggas to clip my shit. Yo, clip up this video, bro. I give you $50 if you get 20,000 views. Oh my gosh, I'm getting hit by every single one. Oh my God. Anyways, I don't compare myself to people who made it, man, because everybody is going through different shit. Like clavicular, for real, the people who put him on, they letting him do this. They letting him kill himself. They let this man get. No, this man is he's an absolute addict. He has mental health issues, straight up. It might be social anxiety, it might be PTSD, it might be neglect. It's usually all mental disorders for humans come down to two things: abuse and abandonment, one way or another. It can be misconstrued abuse and abandonment or actual abuse and abandonment. It don't even matter. It's just how your brain interprets it. And these people are like, yeah, let's spend probably $1 million a month so everybody know who this dude is.
The Kick Partner Program, the KPP they call it, they offer it to any Kick partner, and I'm actually pretty confident that if you were a Kick partner, you could probably message somebody, like some staff member, and be like, hey, I want to be in on this. And you could probably do it. And I think to some degree they would feature you. But like what determines that like these people get like featured over like these people, I think it's arbitrary. And also just that some of these people have like clavicular like also just did really well when it comes to like the way that he gets viewership. It just worked. Like it actually helped him go viral and a lot of the stuff that he did like went viral on its own once it got featured everywhere. So I think there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on with the Kick stuff. And it's a little bit iffy. So Kick is quite literally spending millions of dollars, like actually millions of dollars per month, to promote broadcasters, and then they're also paying them on the back end through the partner program as well. And simultaneously, they're doing this as a marketing strategy to bring people to Kick. So this is a different approach. From like to understand this, we've got to kind of go back in time a little bit, and we have to understand how Twitch, the main live streaming website that has most of the viewers right now, well, YouTube now has all those viewers, but used to have a lot of the viewers. Their marketing strategy in 2015-ish, like 2012, this started. We'll talk about like the Twitch marketing strategy. Their marketing strategy was to pay streamers individually to stream on the platform, and they got bonuses based on how many viewers they had and like how many hours they streamed. And like the Twitch way of doing this was to offer contracts to streamers for flat rates plus like minimum guarantees and bonuses, with the idea of keeping them on the platform. This was an exclusive thing. Kick actually doesn't care about if you're like exclusive most of the time or not, except for their like very top people. So the marketing strategy that Twitch used to use was to pay before they ran out of money, and like Amazon basically cut their budget. I mean, they're a ghost ship now, right? But before they basically cut their budget, this was how Twitch operated. So Kick has looked at this, and Kick has said, you know what, we want to go a different route, and they're using a playbook that they used at Stake. Stake is the kind of partner company to Kick. I know they don't like they don't like that association, but I mean, like literally when I was on the podcast with the owner of, to me, it's like if your executives are cross-sectional decision makers on each like if you have an executive, you have a CMO, and the CMO makes decisions for both Stake and both Kick, like they're associated companies. That's it, right? Like, and when I talked to Eddie, the owner of Kick, who was very charitable to me, honestly, on the podcast, he was very transparent about that. So look, to me, it's like it's an associated company. Stake had the playbook. You might have seen this even if you're a pretty savvy social media person. You might remember when you were seeing like Stake logos all over the place across like all social media. That's just this playbook, right? Like this is people getting paid to post Stake logos everywhere. They took that playbook and they optimized it and they put it out there for Kick. And this has a dual purpose of like, one, it blows the streamers up, so it markets them, and number two, it obviously brings people to the website, because 2.2 billion people are seeing the Kick logo, and some of them, like some very small percentage, are going to go to Kick and check it out, and this is going to boost their live viewership as well. So like on YouTube Shorts and like TikToks and Reels and stuff, the conversions are bad, like percentage wise, like you know you might. It's like 0.00001%. But it doesn't matter. If you have 2 billion views and like the aggregated views of all these people are way more, you're going to have some people come to your website. Now, look, I'm a marketer, okay? I'm a brand agency owner. This is smart marketing. Like from their perspective, like whatever you might think about the ethics of it, and you're well within your rights to think about the ethics and the morals of this. But like that's like I'm here to just present the information. I gotta say though, like from a perspective of like what Twitch did, which is like, okay, we've got to grow our website somehow. Like we could pay streamers millions of dollars to stay on the platform, and then we are making those streamers responsible for their own growth. So all the OGs that got the contracts and got paid on Twitch, they all had to solve the growth problem themselves. Like bringing viewers to the website was up to them. But Kick is saying, no, we are actually going to do this for you, and we're going to bring people to the website, and this is where our marketing budget is going to go. So they're spending tens of millions of dollars because this is understanding that this is a ecosystem that feeds them. That's why this exists. Okay, Kick would not be paying this kind of money if they didn't want to actually build the platform. So like from the perspective of a pure marketing perspective, this is a superior marketing strategy than what Twitch did. It just is. Like they're taking the growth into their own hands. They're getting views on they're getting way more views. Like when Twitch paid people to put money in, to give money to streamers.
I mean, Twitch is a walking corpse. Like, I mean, like everybody really only watches. If you ask me, I don't even know. I actually don't know shit about who and how people actually watch live streaming. I don't really know people who watch streaming. Everybody's in their own little bubble, to be honest. Okay, I will just go to this one since it's close. Tips. I mean, the one thing I'm thinking about is if you stream on Kick, right? They're not gonna gross someone from 0 to 25. Like they're not trying to spend that money on that. If and I don't know what I'm talking about, but I mean that's what I'm assuming. Just because I think the only because I'm trying to figure out what they're gonna say about YouTube, And the marketing strategies of these companies, it's almost like, well, I guess if you start growing, you probably want to go to Kick as soon as possible when you grow. But to start growing, I don't know what you do. You gotta pay. You gotta create the damn Discord. You gotta get into these little Discords and pay somebody whatever within your budget to get you jump started.
They were still benefiting the content creator economy, and people made a lot of money off of it. There were people like Shroud and made millions of dollars off that kind of stuff. A lot of people that got paid contracts, all those top streamers, Pokimane, all those people, like they did really well back when they were paying contracts. But Twitch was basically paying them and then saying you're responsible for your own growth, and like we hope that works out. Meanwhile, Kick says no, we're gonna blast ourselves everywhere, and then we're also gonna boost these streamers as a side effect. So like from a pure marketing perspective, like dude, like you gotta look at the hustle across billions and billions of views. It's actually a lot of impressions. So I think though that what we need to talk about next is kind of the darker side of it. We need to go over like why exactly this works, and like what this is doing to the algorithm, what this might mean for like the future of content, and I think like how this is tricking algorithms, and like I think we need to like go into like a little bit of the darker side, that kind of stuff being said. So before we do that, that's right, we've got the secret call out 2440. Please post in the comments down below that you're still here for a deep analysis Devin Nash video. 2440 is the secret call out. I got two things for you guys. Number one, just thank you. Thank you very much for supporting this. I don't really do this stuff because I'm mostly on the business side, so I don't have anything to like really sell you. But if you did want to support me, oh my gosh, it would be such an honor. You could go check out my Patreon page. My Patreon page is $5.
What the fuck is this?
$5. Where'd it go? We're gonna open a new one. It disappeared. It's shy today. But my Patreon page is $5, and I post a literally ridiculous amount of videos here. So you can see here how to build an unbeatable workday step by step is the last video. I have quite literally hundreds of videos here that are not on YouTube. They're nowhere else. If you're interested in self-improvement, if you're interested in how I run businesses, you can see here I got work days, I got productivity guides, I've got overcoming buying resistance and making better sales. Everything I've ever learned in the business world is here. It's just video after video after video. And I have a couple of tiers. I've got the $5 one, and that's just all the videos you get. And then there's a higher tier if you want to join it, which you could actually talk with me live every Saturday, and we go over like what you're doing in your business, and it's like direct coaching, and it's really cool. So check it out, please. That would mean a lot to me if you wanted to support the Patreon. Other than that, I do some consulting. There's a link down below. It's closed right now, so probably not relevant, but I do it. So that's it. The secret call at 2440. Thank you guys for supporting this, and let's get on to why this abuses the algorithm and why this works. Section 5, which I think is kind of the most interesting section. I think this is like this is kind of the meat of it. So
what the fuck is this?
Let's kind of talk about the like first principles logic of like how platforms think about things.
Okay.
And to understand
I need
that
to learn
this used to be different. Like it used to be kind of Instagram had their own way of doing this. Facebook had their own way of doing this, and then YouTube kind of just broke the mold, and YouTube was like, oh, we just like straight up figured it out, and then like pretty much everybody copied them. Then TikTok came along and said, okay, we're gonna use that system, but we're gonna figure it out for short form. So we're gonna take 7 to 60 second videos instead of your 8 to 15 minute videos, and we're gonna make these into we're gonna make these popular. And the whole idea of an algorithm is it's simply to orient an audience towards videos that they want to see. So one of the major signals for doing that is, and just deciding that content is important in general, is like the number of people they're talking about. So think about like if a news topic, like let's say something like a big presidential thing happens, or there's like big news in the world, a big volcano erupts or something, a wizard comes along and erupts a volcano through sheer willpower and intent alone. How do we like hear about that? And like, how does an algorithm know that that's important? Well, a big part of it is just volume. Like a bunch of people saw the volcano blow up, and a bunch of people that didn't see the volcano blow up want to talk about the volcano blowing up, and a bunch of analysts who are volcano specialists want to come in and talk about the optics of the volcano blowing up. So what happens? Well, there's a lot of volume, right? There's a lot of like, suddenly there's just like a bunch of clips and there's a bunch of information. There's a bunch of different people talking about that form of content. And now the algorithm goes, oh, that's important. So we need to feature that. So the algorithm says, everybody wants to talk about the volcano. I'm going to push the volcano. So imagine what kind of signal it sends when you have 550,000 clips in a month, in 30 days, talking about this guy. The algorithm just goes, this is the most important person in the world. This guy wants everybody to talk about him. So if you've like had that experience of like, you just like open anywhere and you're like, it's like clavicular. You're like, what is Looksmack? I don't even care about this guy. I never even Googled anything like this. What is happening? It's because the algorithm is actually getting tricked. Like I promised you, this is not a bait video. Like this is actually a game system. They are uploading so many clips and the volume is so much that it's just telling the algorithm, hey, you should talk about this person nonstop. He's blowing up. This is the most important thing in the world. So what is so crazy about this, and this is the nuttiest thing about this video, like it's just not an exaggeration that content creation isn't about being interesting or engaging anymore. Like the previous type of content creation where you had to like have like a personality, and like I'm not saying that like some of these creators don't have these personalities. It's subjective, right? Like what is good content and what isn't is like a very subjective thing. But I will tell you, like I guess subjectively, in my opinion, that a lot of the people on this list are boring as hell, and you might agree with that, or they're just outright just like not like kind of like skeezy type of people, right? Like some of them are great, but like some of them are legitimately just boring as hell. Doesn't matter. You have 70,000 clips. You go anywhere you want. It's just not going to make a difference what your content is, and that kind of fundamentally undermines like the whole purpose of like what content creation is. Like content creation was kind of a voting system. It was kind of like, oh, like we think this guy like Mark Rober is interesting, so we're gonna like watch his video, and then everyone's like, yay, that video is gonna do well, and then Mark Rober's like, wow, I got rewarded for that. I'll make more videos, and like so the cycle goes. But now the algorithm will just pick up anybody, no matter how uninteresting or how boring, at this volume. And it's just going to push it no matter what, because it's taught that the sheer volume of posts about the same thing equals that's important. So this is what, like this is where we get into kind of the dark side of the issue. Like, you are not even choosing the content that you watch anymore. The algorithm by volume, and these paid clipping campaigns are quite literally choosing it for you. It doesn't matter how you participate. It doesn't matter if you click not interested or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like you can't not interested yourself out of 2 billion views of clavicular. He's coming. He's coming. And it was some Kick executive that decided that for you, right? Like it's not the fact that he organically blew up by the vote of the crowd, by engagement, by likes, by and that sort of thing. There's an aspect of that, right? Like there's a part of that that's true, but he kind of blew up because somebody decided, or somebody gave a lot of money to somebody and said, hey, we're gonna pay for 69,000 views and 2,000 people full time to just literally spam social media with all of this stuff. And that's also why, what that also does is that drives down the quality of the clips as well, because if there have already been 51,775 clips submitted, and then you watch the 51,776th one, it doesn't have to be interesting content. Like, your lived experience is you just watch a bad clip, but because the algorithm had 50,000 videos before it, it was just like, no, he's gonna like this, and you're like, I don't really like this, and it's like, you do like it, you have to like it. 50,000 people, other videos said that it's there. You better like it right now. Here's another one. You don't like that one? Take this one. God. And now you're just like, like leave me alone, like, right? Like, so we are no longer in social media. Nothing you do is social media. Social media is like, you go on Discord and say hello to your friend. Discord is the most social media we have now. Like, there's like, when's the last time you went on Twitter and you talked to your friend? It never happens, right? Like, you're talking to the people that, and you're consuming the topics that the algorithm says that you should consume.
Yo, I'll never ever forget. This was years ago, and I was like, I would always have to click the tab on a social media that says followers. Like, don't just show me random shit. Show me who I'm following. And then it's like, then you just stop doing that because it's like, fuck it. I stopped, like, literally, I don't even put my picture on social media anymore because, like, I don't want people at my job to find out. I don't want it to be easy to find out who I am, like, find my social media for real. I remember the end of Boruto was spoiled because Facebook randomly showed me the ending on some shit I didn't even follow, bruh. I literally was like, yo, and I hated Facebook before that, but that made me never want to use. I never used Facebook. If anything, Facebook is to spy on people, my nigga. It's to look into people's lives. It's a lookbook. It's the shit the CIA made, bro. It's the shit that's what it is.
The content that you watch isn't even stuff that you choose anymore. The interests that you have are no longer social. It's not like keeping up with your college buddies. It's algorithm media. It's interest media. I would say is a better word for social media now. Like, I don't think like social media is even the proper word for it anymore. It's kind of a different thing. So like, you're not even choosing the content you watch anymore, man. It's crazy. So what do we do about it? Right? Like, last section. I mean, like, what to do if there is anything to be done, but just a couple of like observations and commentary from, you know, your friend, the marketer, Devin Nash. Well, we are now in a, so I read this, like, it just so happened, I made this post on X. It was about this before I made this video, and like the post on X as twitter.com/Devin Nash, I post like really long form analysis on stuff there. And like literally the same day, this guy came out with, like, I'm not saying he just like wrote this himself. I think it was just a total coincidence that he came out at the same time. Never heard of this dude. Doesn't even follow me, I guess. But he put this thing out there called the Clipping Economy, and it basically concludes the same thing that I'm telling you right now, which is like, man, clips are taking over like a lot of the attention economy. There's some very weird stuff in this article. I mean, like, basically what he's saying is we've now moved from like a content economy to like the way that it was before to like now everything's just clips. And there's some stuff in here that's like a little bit questionable, like this graph, for example, where you see here it says average live viewership versus clip viewership. So you can take a person like Hassan Piker, who averages about 33,000 viewers live, and then it says like in the same amount of time for April, he's already gotten 700,000 views on his content, his long and short form content. This is disingenuous. The person that wrote this article, well, I think they should keep doing work because they write interesting things, and I just encourage everybody to write interesting things. They're probably not in this field in the same way. So this, for example, is not correct, right? This is a false equivalence because Hassan might have 33,000 viewers at one given time. So when you go on his stream, you see, oh, he has 33,000 viewers, but that represents a snapshot in time. There is, in fact, like a churn, and the churn is going quite quickly, so that the end of his stream will actually represent a unique viewership of much, much higher. The number will be way closer to this number. Also, that 33,000 viewers is just counting like one stream. He streams every single day for tons of people. So in reality, his like total live streaming exposure, and that's most likely true for Clavicular as well. Why did he have to choose that name? It's so hard to say. The viewership is actually equal. So this is like not a very good representation of this this concept. You can't like really pay attention to this. This is kind of like a critical mistake with this article. But the foundation of it, which is like the clip economy is big and it's being gamed, that's good, and I think that's true. I think like a much better way to sort of interpret this is just to see this here, just to get an idea of like, okay, well, these are like all the views that just Kick is doing that show how much of like your social media experience, your interest media experience is being dictated by this. So I do agree that we're in a clipping economy. And in my post on X, I I ended up saying at the end, like my conclusion here was straight up, like, wherever you stand on it, streaming, live streaming, and kind of content creation in general is just a much more gamed ecosystem now, and it will remain so. There is no way to really police this behavior because it hijacks the algorithm. Like we talked about how the algorithm kind of perceives like importance. I guess you could have like individual employees at these companies like ban the individual people, but it'd be like very weird and like very hard to do. So there's no, so like live streaming, like streaming as relates to Kick, and it's just kind of a gamed ecosystem. Like there will be very few broadcasters that come up in the next few years that aren't utilizing this strategy. Now, notably, there are broadcasters that are coming up not utilizing it. I think the biggest example of the one is the video that I did before this, which was an analysis on the burnt peanut. And the Burnt Peanut is a person who is, to my knowledge, not using that clipping service yet. He's doing a couple other tricks. Not like, for example, he has a 24/7 stream online, so he hosts the 24/7 stream when he goes offline. The 24/7 stream then hosts him when he goes online. So that is kind of that's set up by his agency. They're real smart guys, and a lot of the top streamers do that now to not churn viewers, so that the AFK viewers like sit at the bottom of that stream, and then they kind of continuously rehost themselves. So you might have an AFK viewer for like 4 days that still counts as a viewer, right? Because he just left his computer on or something, or left his TV on. So there's a little bit of that, but like Burnt Peanut's not gaming that system, and he's like the biggest streamer on Twitch right now. So it's like there are people that can still come up by not utilizing this, but it's like it's like climbing up a mountain of ice without the little ice picks. Like sure, there's like some guy that might be able to like dig.
Yo, the Burnt Peanut he's doing something, bro. Because if them clips, if this that just means there is so many ways to do this shit that we don't know who the fuck, like, bro, who the fuck is the Burnt Peanut anyway? Because I ain't gonna lie, I fucks with him. But to say, look, you can't make it without doing something, and we don't know. I never knew what it was, but now I do. Like these, it's man, you get people getting chose, and you gotta kind of audition. You're always auditioning. It's an audition, bro. And you gotta pay for your audition. Yo, oh shit. Maybe I should go to the bottom of this thing first. So, the Burnt Peanut definitely is doing something. He probably has his own clippers. Everybody, like, yo, everybody doing it. And the guys around him know, and like, there's people who are paid to talk about Burnt Peanut as if, you know what I'm saying? It's all being facilitated. You can't compare yourself to 100 guys.
His hands in and just like, right. But like overall, like you're gonna have to utilize this system to be competitive, which kind of sucks. I think. I mean, that's kind of iffy. I also think so. We're talking about like overall concepts. So we're now in the clipping economy. That was like number one. We are now in the clipping economy, and like for that, I agree. And I think it's gonna stay that way for the foreseeable future. Now, somebody in my comments, you smart guy, you mentioned that it is possible that LLMs get advanced enough that they can kind of detect this behavior. And then as a result, they're kind of added into algorithms and they suppress it down. I don't know. It would be hard to differentiate between like an actual viral topic and one that's being farmed just by the way this works. But that's a cool concept. That's kind of a cool idea. Next thing I think in terms of this, like what to do about it, like section is, you know, live viewership in general when it comes to streaming, like, just doesn't really matter. It's like the long form stuff is just more of a way to get content, to do clips these days. Most people follow everything through short form. So if you have heard of a broadcaster like Asmongold, like you've probably seen like some kind of clip of him rather than like watch his live stream. I don't think this will change. I don't think that real brand power comes from like live viewership. And for that matter, I also think that brand power doesn't really come from short form either. So I think most of these people on this list are going to be people that we don't care about in 2 years. I like the difference is going to be the people that are creating authentic long form content. Like whatever you think about Asmongold, and I'm not here to pass a value judgment on anyone. I just gotten out of that style of my life. I want to like champion everybody. I want to like be the like.
Asmongold is, he's the one. Asmongold is the one. He's the last one that he don't got no dirt on him. The dirt he has on him is dirt that people could just accept, you know, like. But he knows the era before all this shit. And he makes the best long form content. He retains a high viewer. He doesn't have he's free, so he's not like a part of a conglomerate. He's not, you know, a part of a label, but he kind of has management. He has management. But he's the one, he's the best streamer. You can IShowSpeed and Kaisenat. They're not the best streamers. Asmongold is sitting at a desktop with the Verizon Center, coming and sitting around for 8 hours, no ads. He don't even play video games anymore. He can sell 80,000 people something every day. No ads. No, I mean, and he got shit ton of subs. People still sub. You don't even have to sub. He don't even ask you to sub. He don't even need you to sub. He's the one. If there was something bad about Asmongold, if he talked to somebody rude, if he did some fucked up paperwork, some fucked up money, they would expose him. And he blew up really right before, like he basically blew up in a nice steady incline. That's what he did. Everybody else has these manufactured spikes, botted. Did Asmongold bot? The thing that no one can prove is, did he bot before people really knew how to bot? Like, did he, you know what I'm saying? Like, was he, like, there was this underground botting shit, bro, that people knew about, that put niggas on. We can't say that Asmon didn't have a part of that shit. I don't know. I would assume he did. But you know what I mean? That's like, get your money. But I remember there's people who copped millions of views on YouTube, and they can't get any views on YouTube anymore. You got to be chose. Asmongold is the one. That's another reason. No one chose Asmongold. Someone chose Asmongold. Like, his editor was like, "Yo, I'll work for you. Let's work together and get this shit going. You don't even have to do all that shit." And that's when the incline continued to turn up. That dude Dan was cooking. I probably gotta go look at his videos about shit like this too. But as a small content creator, Asmongold will tell you, it's your content, it's your content, it's your content. Well, what about Clavicular? He never had the content, but he just spiked at it crazy, and we watched right here millions of dollars, bro. Millions a month. a month is getting put into this one guy, and it ain't because he's talented. It's because we're going to use this guy. We're going to put him on steroids. We're going to put drugs in his system. We're going to create content like that on Kick. He's controversial in all the ways he can be controversial. He toes the line. So people are actually going to click on it. For one, they're going to see it over and over and over again, and it's going to keep on getting more and more like dangerous, basically, until he dies. Is it worth it? Clav?
At the highest levels for anybody that's actually doing anything, okay, for the most part. So from a pure marketing perspective, you look at a creator like Asmongold, and this dude is like consistently hitting 7 to 8 long form 20-minute videos every single day. Plus, he's part of the clipping system. Okay, so like in terms of brand authenticity, like we're gonna be hearing from Asmongold. He's right here, by the way. He's got the 66 clippers, 2,000 videos, and 70 million views, which I think a lot of those views are just his own views on his long form content. But yeah, like, I think we're gonna be hearing from people like this who have set up like a long form strategy on their own media for a long period of time. And I think Asmongold, like, I mean, from a marketing standpoint, I think he's one of the most impressive people out there. He's really understands the system, or his team does. I think he's a smart guy though. And he knows like not only how to address different topics and communicate them, but he also knows how to create long form content. Like you literally almost can't get through a single day of his content. Like here's a 2-hour one, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Like you'd have to be watching this guy all day, every day to consume everything he posts out in a week. So in a day, excuse me. So this kind of thing is going to last. I think a lot of these sort of like short form videos like are just like gonna sort of fizzle out. People are like, okay, like I get it. Like this guy's like kind of the talk of the town, and then you kind of get your 15 minutes, and you peace out. It's kind of over. Okay, for most of these people, I don't think they're gonna stick around. For the people that are doing authentic long form strategy and like they are really thinking through their marketing plan and their brand power, and they have like a unique message, more so I think they'll be around. In terms of the ethics and morality of this,
hold on, you hear what he said?
I think you've got two perspectives.
That's where I'm at, right? I don't have a unique message, and I'm still trying to figure out what people want, what people are going to click on me for, but people don't even see me because of this fucking algorithm shit, bro. The money is just money ruins everything, yo. And I mean, you know, I just wonder if I had what I have 13 years ago, bro. Just like a place, a space, and some money. You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit of money. You know, a little freedom. You know what I mean? You know, a lot less obligation type shit. Like, and I don't have kids and all like that, but just maintaining your life is an obligation that a lot of people forsake, to be real. I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, I'm getting out of here, man. Oh, let's just go here. But, you know, I do want, like, yeah, like, that's why when people ask me, am I a streamer? I'm like, bro, I'm not a streamer. You're only a streamer when you have because I like this guy is like, he's confirming shit that I know about myself and know what I'm doing. Like, I want long form content, and I want my audience to expect long form content. And if I have an audience, I can pay niggas to clip that shit up. And I'm on my way of developing it, man. Like, you know, you lose, you know, when you have little numbers, each subscriber means a lot to you. Each follower means a lot. Each view means a lot. Each engage, each chat means a lot. So And each comment means a lot too. So I have to figure out like what game is gonna get me to break through. And it's gonna take platforming or basically advertisement or spotlighting. Basically this clipping shit is the way to go. God damn it.
I'll teach you outlanders how the desert kills.
Am I dying? Like,
I live for this. I'll break you in two. Now.
anyways, I just have to find my way to the people who want to see me. You know what I mean? And the way to do it is this is how they're doing it. They clip shit, man. I can't compare myself to anybody. You know, they're botting. They are spending. I thought it used to be $10,000 a month. Now it's $60,000 a month. Now it's $600,000 a month. You know, and it's people being chose by the platform that I'm, you know what I'm saying? That I'm hoping that I have a chance to engage with people with, so they can see me and I can, you know, get me some shit going.
The first one's going to be the one that I think most people have, which is this is astroturfing content creators and it's creating false ecosystems. I think that's a perfectly fine way of looking at it. Because it is very true that like a content creator that is interesting, by like the subjective definition that most people would look at them and think about it, like oh, that person is interesting, right? Will just get blown out by the massive trumpet that is 60,000 clips from a totally uninteresting person, or 10,000 or whatever the number is, whoever the influencer is, right? And that influencer, by virtue of the fact that they have a paid system behind them that is generating all this media, will just get propelled to the top of the algorithm in all the ways that we explained in this video. And astroturfing is a term that means like you're just kind of creating like a false campaign that's like not really real. And I think a lot of people will look at the ecosystem and say we are worse for this being the case. And I think they're perfectly within their rights to think that. And I try to stay out of the personal opinions, but I would lean more towards that direction than I would the next opinion, which is like, well, it's a new age marketing campaign to drive viewers, especially like for Kick to drive viewers to itself. And okay, I can see that from the perspective of a marketer. That like, again, like this is a superior campaign to run, and like were I at the top of a platform like Kick and making decisions like this, I would probably make the same decisions to market my platform out at the expense of, I guess, the entire content creator ecosystem. Who knows? You know,
that's crazy.
So or maybe I wouldn't. But the point is, like, they're making them, and I understand it from that marketing perspective. Okay, but then here's a really interesting point. And this is from Nick Pullum, props, one of the only other influencers that uses his full name, NMP. He's a live streamer on Twitch, and he posted something that I just like. I wanted to include in this video because I just didn't think about it. I was like, oh, this is actually huge. So he posted this. I'm curious, with all of these clippers and them getting paid to do so, aren't these mini hashtag ads? So he's referring to the FTC guideline that says that if you've paid for somebody to do content, that needs to be an ad. Like, you need to disclose that that's an ad. So do they not need to disclose that they're being paid? And that's a federal requirement in the United States of America, but you've got to do it. You might see like those hashtag ads for any kind of like sponsorship stuff. I do. So my job outside of making these videos, and this is just fun, right? My job is to, I support brands. I work for brands, and I build them big influencer campaigns, and I pay influencers to talk about products or talk about services that these brands have, and we make the brands a lot of money. But we have to put hashtag ad on every single one of those videos that we do, because they're sponsored videos, and the FTC guidelines require us to communicate that. So Nick kind of brought up like something I didn't even think about, which is like, why aren't all of these paid clippers required to do that? And the answer is because like we're operating in like a gray hat area of marketing right now, where this is just not being considered. So this is kind of a big deal, right? Like if the Eye of Sauron were to turn on this, and like you know what's interesting is like, I mean, like Trump just did an ad with the UFC, and the UFC is sponsored by steak. So like, at what point does the government like kind of be like, is this what are we doing here, right? And you know, at the point where somebody might like report this or something, like it could get interesting. So curious how it's different than, let's say, McDonald's paying me to tweet about their burgers. And I thought about this for a while. Like when I told them, thanks, like I'm going to put this in the video, because honestly, like to me, I mean, like you would need somebody to legally sort this out. But to me, that's exactly the same thing. Like you're paying for an ad for your stream because you're quite literally paying a paid clipper. The clipper is getting paid to promote your services, and they're getting paid to do that. I mean, that's like kind of textbook definition of an ad to me. I think that's the same thing as a hashtag ad. That would need to be sorted out in court. Like, to be very clear, that is not, that's not delineated on yet. Like, we don't know. But what we do know is that, like, for influencer-based content that is sponsored, or content is sponsored by brands directly or things like that, you gotta disclose it. I do that for thousands of influencers every month. So it's interesting. It's just a very interesting thought here that I wanted to include. I think it's a real important point. Couple of last points that we've got here, that I think are interesting. Wherever you stand on it, streaming isn't like what it used to be, and content creation is not what it used to be. The ecosystem is different, and it will remain that way, I think, because again, there's no way to police this behavior like we talked about earlier. And live streaming especially is now like a totally rigged game, because there is no way to grow. Like you are a 10 viewer, 15 viewer person, and you're not utilizing these strategies. And like, and look, like, hey, I just want to talk to, like, there are a lot of small content creators that watch this channel. I know you're not hopeless. Okay. Like, you could go get a couple of your friends together. You could go get 2 or 3 people, and you could go make some clips, post them on different platforms on different accounts, and see how they do. Will you get 2 billion views, and will you be clavicular? No, but will you meaningfully increase the amount of viewership and exposure you have relative to your own work that you put in? Yes, you will do that, right? So I don't want anybody to lose hope, because you could definitely boost yourself by doing like some miniaturized version of this, but certainly, like, in terms of, like, if you want to go up there and be like the top percentage of people, it is a rigged game now. And content creation in general, like across like a lot of social media platforms, is going this way because of services like we talked about, these Discord servers and things like that. And however that makes you feel, I mean, like, you are within your right to feel it. For me personally, like, you know, I don't like to get involved these days in this stuff, as far as like my personal opinion. 2 reasons for that. 1, I'm out of the game. Like, I work for brands, so my interest is in like interesting marketing stuff and interesting advertising stuff. My job is to educate. 2, I just want people to make their own decisions. I don't like the idea of like me influencing your opinion or anything like that. But if you must know like where I kind of stand on it, obviously I'm like the old man, like shaking his fist at the clouds, like, do you remember when people were actually interesting? And like, I feel a little bit of that. But I also acknowledge, like, this is the ecosystem that we're in. I'm just glad that I could be here and post videos like this, because this took a lot of research to do. This took me several weeks to figure out exactly how this functions and get all these individual data points right, to be able to share it with you. And I hope this video and this deep dive quite literally was as interesting for you as it was for me making it, because ultimately I just love marketing and how this stuff works. If it was interesting, hey, like, go check out the Patreon, throw $5 at it, go check out my other videos and stuff like that. Otherwise, just enjoy the stuff free on YouTube. Whatever you got to do, whatever you want to do, I appreciate you just for being here, honestly. Thank you, everybody. We will see you again next time for whatever crazy video we think up next. Until then, goodbye.
Straight up, Devin fucking Nash. Devin Nash. What did we learn? Yo, we learned what we have to do. And honestly, I like the little nugget at the end. Hey, yeah, you could get a couple of friends together. Let me tell you something. No, you can't. You cannot get grown-ass people capable that you can rely on to... Wow. I gotta watch all this shit. I mean, a lot of this shit is outdated, to be real. But anyways, you cannot compare yourself to anybody that you see on the internet. It is all rigged. All of it. What I learned is I gotta figure out how to get some money and put in the hands of these niggas. I gotta find the cheap niggas that can get me from 0 to 10. You like, yo, I'm about to be like, hey, I need one guy who wants to make $100 to make some clips out of some shit. Straight up. But the truth is, what are they gonna clip? What are they actually gonna clip? I have to be like, hey, I have to plan this shit out. I have to be like, okay, today I'm gonna be animated, I'm gonna talk for 8 hours straight. Can somebody clip up my 8-hour shit? You know what I mean? And I gotta pay the guy to do it. You feel me? Very, very educational. Devin Nash confirmed a lot for me and exposed a lot that I know. Now I know where to go now.
YouTube, he's Muten Gaming on YouTube, and
all the small guys that are living their life and they're not getting chose. We gonna figure this shit out. No bullshit. Okie dokie. Let's just, I mean, there's got to be another video we can listen to. There don't gotta be a YouTube video. Wow, this is about view botting.
Good then, better now.
Holy smokes!
6 health essentials in every bowl.
With SafeLight, you can get that fixed now and pay later.
Fix now, pay later?
SafeLight offers flexible payment options and
My
anywhere mobile
allergies are going
service, so you
crazy
can
right
get it
now.
fixed here, or here, and pay later.
All right, so I woke up and I read a Deserto article about the #1 agency CEO in our space telling everybody to viewbot. This is the guy that runs Mr. Beast, or he used to, but still runs Kai Cenat, Hassan. I'll be like some of the biggest names on Twitch and influencers in general. So the story ended up being a lot more nuanced than what Deserto said it was, and it ends up being a really great framework to discuss the state of viewbotting on live streaming and give some very unique insight that we have never seen before into like the unique players and the agencies that are behind this. So I'm going to break that down and kind of give you a lot of the insight into the secret world of viewbotting and how a lot of these streamers are using these viewbots to boost their streams in the context of the article that got written about the CEO here, and also just reviewing both of those things and kind of talking a little bit industry side about how this goes. Join me on this journey. So Deserto released this article that says the top Twitch manager encourages streamers to buy viewers because content, quote, isn't good enough. It goes on to say that the CEO of an influencer talent agency that works with streamers like Kai Cenat and Hassan is voicing his support for viewbotting, arguing that creators are missing out by not taking advantage. Reed is the founder and CEO of Night Media. This is a hit piece, man. Like that's a wild title. We're gonna find out if that's actually true or not. That's like what he said, because I think we should break that down. But first, it's kind of important to understand who Night Media is, because outside of the industry, you would pretty much never hear about this company. Night is a massive talent agency, and Reed leads this talent agency. For context, these guys got a $70 million raise funding round. I think they had like many tens of millions before that through a couple of groups. When you hear about like when they say they're coming for you, or they say they make all the decisions, this is they. This is who they is. Reed is they. Okay, these guys are like the hidden behind the scenes people that do a lot of like what you end up seeing in the top like Twitch and like YouTube activations. Mr. Beast himself was with these guys until 2024, and I think he only left to just kind of build his own thing. So the reason why I say this and I want to open with this is important because it's going to contextualize everything else we talk about, okay? Reed is a serious player in this space. He is an extremely competent CEO. One of the best of us in the agency world. And people like this, they do not make content often because of shit like this. So like they don't need to make content. Like someone like Reed doesn't need to make content, right? Because he's running a multi-million-dollar agency behind the scenes. People like this usually aren't public. I actually really admire Night Media and Reed for the work that he does because I'm like one of the few people that's aware of it because I'm also in the agency world. I'm also an agency CEO. So like I admire what he's accomplished in this space. And because people like this are not public typically, it's kind of sucks when an article like this is written this way because it encourages people like Reed to not be public. Because to be clear, like people, the reason why you don't see a lot of business people creating content is because we make so much money off of the back end stuff that we don't need to, right? It's not advantageous for us to create content because if we created content, then the only result of that can be negative. We don't need the lead generation from content because we do all of our business off of brands, and any kind of like public scrutiny we get is going to be a net negative. So I'm generally of the opinion that we should encourage people like Reed to create content. And I encourage people to post more. So I don't like the framing of this at all. And I'm also creating this video because as I run my agency, I also have no incentive to post these YouTube videos, and I've also been the number one public enemy of pretty much most major media outlets that cover gaming or Twitch or things like that at some point in time, as well as like front page of Reddit and things like that. So like hit pieces don't really contribute to industry professionals talking, and it's really our only insight into like their world. So I guess I just wish that I had somebody.
I'm gonna call it a morning. Get my morning and day started, you know what I'm saying?
YouTube, he's Muten Gaming on YouTube. And
oh, man. Hey, dog. It is what it is.